Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're here to do my budget results for June. So I like to create a budget every single month, and then in addition to doing that, I track my expenses, I do weekly check-ins, and then I do a final comparison between what I budgeted, what we actually spent, and what that means for our family. So did we save money? Did we end up using some of our savings? All of that really fun, exciting budget stuff. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. I know some of my bills and some of my expenses are a little bit higher, but as I've been talking about in some of my recent budget videos, I am really getting obsessed, I would say is probably a good word, with just like really tackling our mortgage. So I'm guessing that going forward, our budget will be a little bit more in line with some of the things that we can actually influence. Now, our electric bill is higher this month, and that's something that we can't really influence. Like, I can't use less AC when it's 100 degrees outside, but you guys get the idea. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with some of our bills because those are the first couple of items that we have. So the first thing is our ComEd bill, which turned out to be $133.41, and that's obviously $133.41. That's obviously significantly more than what I budgeted. So that is going to be something that's obviously over budget. So that's over budget by $43.41. And I'm hoping some of the other categories will kind of even out. That's kind of the beauty of budgeting the way that I do. I don't carry anything over, so whatever happens this month, that's it. So the beauty of that is that sometimes if I under budget for something, then it can kind of even out with some of the other things. So for gas, we had a bill of $33.43, so that's obviously significantly under $33.43, which ends up being $56. And I'm just gonna do anything that's under budget in green. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of a fun thing to do, so I'm gonna try it this time. So 56, 57, so you can see those two kind of even out. And that's really a trend that I've noticed while budgeting, is that usually our electric is high in the summer and our gas is high in the winter, but when one is low, one is high, and so on. So that's something that's a little interesting. In terms of our cable is extremely high this month. It's $181.59. 181, I think it was 59, yes. So the reason why it's so high, and when I paid this bill, I went out into the living room and I'm like, Jason, we are cutting cable. And I honestly still really want to look into it, but I have to say that over $80 of like the normal bill would be straight internet. So the cable part of it is honestly not that expensive, but the reason why this is so high is because we rented some movies. With being under quarantine, we've just been renting a little bit more just to have something fun and exciting like to look forward to. So Macy was really into when the Scooby-Doo movie was coming out, so we rented that. There's another movie that we rented that was like more of an adult movie. And so when you do that, it really does add up. So we're gonna try and not do that. And if we want to see movies, get them from the Redbox, or like just kind of wait for them to come out. So that was $41.59 over. I'm going to keep a close eye on that because I have a feeling that our cable is not under contract anymore, which is great because we plan to move. But if it keeps inching up, then we are definitely going to cut it. I don't care if the cable is only a little bit less expensive, I just want to get rid of it. So we'll kind of see, but that is my plan. If you guys use apps for sports channels, like Jason pretty much just wants to watch like ESPN and stuff like that. If you guys use some type of system other than like regular cable, let me know what it is, let me know what you pay, link it, do something, because I am honestly just trying to figure out the best way for all of this. So let me know what you guys are thinking in terms of that. For gas, let's see. It doesn't look like we've paid anything else for gas, and I have the kids at home, so you guys probably hear crying. So anyway, it looks like we haven't filled up on gas since the last time we spoke. And the last time we spoke, we had $22.22, so $22.22, which means that we've spent $77.78. And again, we are under by $22.22. I'm going to continue putting our gas at $100 because now that I am working with my business at home, I'm not gonna have to drive, and honestly, like $75 is probably gonna be plenty for us. Okay, next is groceries, and this is where it's gonna get interesting. So the last time we spoke was around the 23rd. We've had transactions since then, so we need to go ahead and add all of those up. So I gave us $600 for groceries, and last time we spoke we had $11.54, which means that we spent $588.46. So what I'm gonna do is just add up everything since then and we'll get our total. So that plus $20.29, 88. We also have $38.54. Mila's not happy right now. And $16.10. So that brings us to, oh my goodness, a whopping $702. $702.27. So obviously we are over by $102.27. Now, I am telling you right now, this is not gonna happen going forward. I am, again, I've never had an issue with being over when it comes to groceries, but going forward, I'm kind of done with it. I feel like we need to just be better about buying stuff and planning ahead of time, and so that is something that we are definitely going to be doing. So that is not going to happen again, I can promise you that. In terms of eating out, that is exactly the same because we have been doing cash dividers for eating out. Next month in July, we are going to be doing it similar to groceries and just testing it out because, as I mentioned in some of those other July videos, right now we're honestly just ordering stuff to go, and so I'm using my card anyway and then putting the cash back into my checking account cash divider, and it's just honestly just moving money from divider to divider, and it just doesn't make a ton of sense. So I'm gonna try to do it that way. We've had issues, not issues, but we do tend to overspend when it comes to eating out, so I'm going to really closely monitor that to make sure that does not happen. In terms of household, last time we spoke, we did not check in here, so I need to add up all of those things after we take a look here. So household, we budgeted $125, and last time we spoke we had $61.79 remaining, so $63.21 is what we had already spent. And then we have a few things here, so $199 at Target. I honestly don't remember what that was for. And then we had Target of $76.35 and Costco of $54.97. So that brings us to a total of $196.52. $196.52. So $125, that brings us to $71.52 over. Okay, so $71.71. A lot of that has to do with some of the baby items that we purchased. I decided to lump those in with household. They weren't a ton, but we had to buy like sunscreen, or not sunscreen, we had to buy like bug spray. Macy gets eaten alive, so we needed that. We needed some like a sippy cup and a bunch of other random stuff, and instead of taking it out of our savings like I normally do on the monthly view, I decided to just lump it up with our household stuff. So obviously that made it over. Going forward, again, I'm hoping that that is a little bit more under control. Some of that could be like timing. I know that we bought some toilet paper. We didn't really need it, but we bought it. So if we would have just waited to buy that, that would have been an extra $20 that would have been, you know, not over budget. So anyway, that is that. So haircuts are always the same. That's another cash divider for us. So that was $40. Allowance was $160 as well. My eyelashes were $60. And then in terms of unbudgeted, let's see, I don't think we had anything unbudgeted, which is good. So we can put 0 for there. So if we go ahead and add everything back up, we did not have preschool, which I budgeted for, and we did not have swim. So that is going to make everything under budget, but really if you consider those separate, then it wouldn't be. I talked about this in a couple other videos, I believe, and I did comment. A couple people asked me in comments, so I figured I'd just really quickly talk about it. But we decided to keep Macy out of preschool, even though technically here in Illinois, they're opening back up. And same with swim, and Mila for swim as well. Through the summer, just because there's so many rules and regulations now with everything going on. They took away her dance class, they took away her music class, her art class, and I totally understand that there need to be like precautions and everything, but with her like going, we want it to be a fun experience and we don't want her to be freaked out because of all the changes. So we're gonna hold off. Like, the nice thing about me being at home and working and then Jason being a stay-at-home dad is that we have a little bit more flexibility. We definitely want her to learn. We've been putting things in place, like when she goes to Jason's parents' house, they work on like worksheets and stuff with her. We try and, you know, do other types of things with her here as well, but we're just gonna leave her home for the summer. And then she does go swimming at a friend's house every week. She's been doing it like every week. We have a small pool in our backyard. So anyway, moral of the story, we are hoping that things start getting back to normal and that she can go back in like the fall and just enjoy the summer. That's kind of our plan. So let's go ahead and add everything up. So I'm gonna start with all of the positive numbers and then subtract out all of the things that were over budget. So we have 56, 57, we have 22, 22, and then we have the 585 and the 180. And then if we subtract out the 43, 41, the 41, 59, the 102, 27, and the 71, 52, that brings us to be exactly under budget by 585, which is the preschool amount, which is kind of funny that that's the case, but that is what we are under. So 585. So even though we were under or over budget for quite a bit of things in our, you know, in June, we ended up being okay because of the flexibility that we had with like some of the events that we weren't, or the things that we were planning on paying that we didn't. So that's kind of nice. I talked about this a little bit in other places, but I do keep our like savings stuff here. So like if anything comes out of savings, I keep track of it here. So basically we bought some like binkies and laundry soap and stuff like that. That was $45 that came out of our savings. And when I say out of, it like technically didn't come out of, but I just don't record it anywhere else. And then I did buy a sleep sack for Mila, and I bought it from Amazon. We honestly never even used it because we decided to just sleep train her instead. So I returned that and got $42.45 back. So if you take those two, $45.53 and $45.53 and $42.45. That brings us to like coming out, I'm just gonna do it in red because it's coming out, of $3.08. So pretty even trade there, which is pretty good. We have been paying extra to mortgage. We did a lump sum, and then we did sell a few baby items that we're not going to be using. So I sold the Snoo for $750, and then our Snuggle Me Organic, which is another little baby bed, for $50. So total, in addition to our lump sum, we were able to add an extra $800 to our mortgage this month just from selling things that we are no longer using, which is really nice. So that is kind of how we did in terms of June. I think we did pretty good. Again, I'm hoping that in July we're just really more strict about everything and we really keep track of everything. I know so far, the end of June and going into July, I've just been making a lot of changes to our budget just to make sure that we're really like being good about everything. So that is our June budget in total. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me walk through this. Let me know how you guys did in June. June has been like a transition month for us because I no longer have my full-time job. Our benefits like ended June 30th with my company. So there's been a lot of changes, which is great. It's great changes, but also it just means a lot of things changed with our budget. So again, let me know how you guys did in June, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.